SABC News reporter Nozintombi Mia is covering this story for us and joins us for more. A very good afternoon to Nozintombi. Just tell us more about the first day of school for inland pupils.
Thank you so much, Nzinga. It really was a case of tears and smiles this morning. There were really heartwarming scenes of children, grade 1 pupils, so eager and excited to go in, holding their parents' hands and happy to meet other grade 1s. And there were those, that really tugged at the heartstrings with kids crying and refusing to let go of their mother's skirt. So it really was all it was cracked up to be in terms of the first day. And that was the positive side of the first day of school. The reality of it is that in a lot of the schools that we went to, specifically in Cosmo, there were a lot of parents standing outside those schools waiting to get their kids allocated. And you see the dichotomy between the kids inside the school wearing the uniforms, all smiles and happy tears, but happy tears. And you see those kids outside of the school grounds, some of them in civvies, some of them wearing school clothes and not sure what's going to happen with them over the next 10 days, whether they'll be reallocated to the school that they had been at, or they'll be sent to another school. And you could just see the heartbreak on their faces, the sadness on their faces. And while the Minister of Education, as well as the MEC of Education and all education officials are saying that the administration, the online administration process is working, it's sorting out the problems, it's able to give them account and it's able to give them a clearer picture of the situation in terms of need so they can allocate the resources. On the ground, the reality is that the parents are struggling with the system. One of the ladies that we spoke to, Nomalanga, who sent her grade 1 to the Cosmo Primary School, said that when she applied, she had applied online. And she was given the runaround and the backwards and forwards, and she eventually was given a place, but it was too far for her child. And she had to then go physically to Cosmo Primary to speak to the principal, for the principal to try and assist her so that both her children go to Cosmo Primary. She's also raised the point that for older parents who don't use technology and are used to the old-fashioned way of going to the school, these are serious challenges that a lot of parents are facing. It is problematic. Let us be realistic in the country that we live in the socio-economic abilities that our communities, poorer communities have. Those who have the luxury to be able to go online and utilize those facilities are in a far better place to put their children in better schools than those who have to still go to an internet cafe, wait for a queue, don't have data bundles, have to use Wi-Fi if there's Wi-Fi that is on. And that's a reality that the department needs to start dealing with. There are logistical issues, there are knowledge issues, there are communication issues, there are historical issues that the department is sweeping under the table, saying that their system works, but it's not working for those who need it the most. And that's where the heartbreak is. That's where the disconnect is. And that's why we're seeing parents going to the school districts and going to the schools and queuing there. If the system was working, we wouldn't be seeing the situation with parents going to schools and going to the districts. So obviously, it's not working. So what can be done? The departments, the MECs need to sit down and have a frank an honest look at the system and review it so that it helps all parents and not just parents who can.
Nozintombi Mia, following that story, thanks so much for that update and really showing us what the issues are that parents are experiencing here in Gauteng as inland schools reopen. Let's stay with that story then. Representatives from political parties and parents are demonstrating outside Law School Danny Malan in Pretoria North. This after frustrated parents whose children have not been placed for grade 1 were turned away earlier this week. The incident allegedly sparked clashes between black and white parents. The EFF is expected to go to the department's district office in Soshanguve to demand answers.